Jai Shri Ram. Welcome all of you all for our Wednesday weekly Ramayana class. So we are in the Balkand of Valmiki Ramayan and we are going shloka by shloka. We have come to the 15th chapter. We are in the midst of the 15th chapter. We are completed up to 15.31, starting from 15.32. So I request Damini Mataji to please read from 15.31.
Then that lotus-eyed Lord Vishnu divided himself into four parts. He chose King Dashratha as his father to fulfill his promise. By their prayers, the group of sages, Gandharvas, Rudras, and Apsaras praised the divine form of Lord Vishnu, the killer of the demon Madhu. They further said, "Please kill this notorious and terrible Ravana, who is puffed up with pride of his cruel powers. He is the enemy of Indra, the enemy of sages, and is the cause for all to cry. Please save the sages who are terrified by him. You certainly killed that fierce Ravana, along with his army and relatives. He is the very cause that makes the entire universe cry. Free this world from anxiety and from defects for a long time and protect Indra. Protect Indra. Then you may return to your own Vaikuntha Loka."
So the last two verses again and again, one word is repeated. That is, he is the one who is the cause of all to cry. And the name indirectly saying Ravan. They have mentioned the word Ravana, but then he is more referred to or described as one who is the cause of all to cry. तो इसके पीछे छोटी सी कहानी है. कहते हैं कि when Ramchandra ji, when Ravan, that is Dashagriva, his name was Dashagriva, because he had 10 heads, so 10 necks. Griva means neck. So when he was trying his test, strength, now everywhere he wanted, whenever a person who's insecure, he always wants to test his strength, he's always in fear. कहीं सामने वाला ज्यादा बलवान ना हो जाए. So he goes to Kailash, and there he decides, let me see, I've heard that Shiva is very strong. Let me see the strength of Shiva. I think I'm stronger than Shiva. So I think I should test Shiva. So Shiva and Parvati were on the top of Kailash. And mind you, this is not the Kailash what we are talking of here in the Himalayan ranges. This Kailash is outside this world. There is another Kailash. When I will be explaining you the entire cosmology and how the whole entire Brahmand is made, there are various regions like Jambu Varsha, Kimpurusha Varsha. There are various Varshas are there. And there are some certain regions where there are fruits as big as a tree itself. Huge. One fruit falls and breaks, a river of its juice flows. It's that big a tree, that big a fruit. So there are those lokas, like King Purusha Loka is a loka where Shivji is the only male over there. So various Jambu Varsha, Jambu Deepa, Bharata Kande, when we say in the mantra, the Jambu Varsha is also a place. So similarly, there is one Kailash, where center is Meru Parvat and all that is surrounded around that is centered. So he went to that Kailash, he went to lift Kailash, and suddenly when the whole mountain started shaking, Parvati became very afraid. What is happening? No, only earthquake or something. She was about to fall. She just held Shiva very closely. She embraced him, holding him out of fear. And immediately Shiva said, "Oh, this is Ravana who has come. This Dashagriva who has come, trying to act smart. अपना बल दिखा रहा है. ठीक है, अभी ठीक करता हूँ." And just with his toe, he pressed the Kailash Parvat. And it was so heavy, became so heavy that Ravana's hand got stuck between the ground and the Parvata. And started crying, रोने लगा. रोने लगा वो, अरे मेरा हाथ फंस गया है करके रोने लगा. और जब was crying, at that time he had composed one song in praise of Shiva, which is called as Shiva Tandav Stotra. So people glorify Shiva Tandav Stotra. Please don't glorify it. It was sung by Ravana in distress to save himself. YouTube में सब इसका काफी बड़ा craze है. So he pressed it down, and because of that crying, Ravana immediately, that is Dashagriva, started composing the Shiva Tandavas. So Shivji is also called as Ashutosh, one who becomes happy very fast. Immediately he became happy. He released him and gave him a name, Ravana. What does this mean? Ravana mean one who cries and one who make others cry. खुद भी रोता रहता है और दूसरों को भी रुलाता है. Now, how does he cry when he is so powerful? शिव जी का सपोर्ट भी है, तो शिव जी को गुरु भी बना लिया. And he said, pact भी sign हो गया. शिव जी said, don't worry, whenever you are in problem, don't worry, I will help you out. I'll solve your problem. I'll bail you out of problems. आजकल countries में भी pacts हो रहे हैं ना. Now in the war we are seeing how pacts are unpacking. उन्होंने promise किया हट गए. So became very happy and he said, चलो तुमको मैं रावण नाम देता हूँ, ये करता हूँ. But my question here is, Ravan makes others cry by troubling them. Okay, that is understandable. But how can we understand that he himself is crying? Can anyone explain this? Yes, Chandrakant Prabhu.
Prabhuji, he is also like distressed. He wants things and he's always crying, like lingering and crying. So that way, his
Yes.
desires are never fulfilled.
Why?
Because he is also on the bodily platform and
No,
always comparing.
no. He is in our platform, Dil Mange More.
Ah.
We all are also like Ravana, sir. Don't worry. Don't think only Ravana is crying. You and I are crying. हमारे पास जो है उसकी कभी हमने कदर नहीं की, उसके लिए कभी थैंक्स नहीं बोला भगवान को. We never said thanks to what we possess, but we always say, I don't have this, I don't have that. My neighbor has got something better than me. What I have got, he is possessing better than me. My friends are having better than me. All those who are having a phone but not an iPhone have a latent burning desire that one day I will have an iPhone. What's so big deal? I don't understand. Be it be a 2 lakh phone or be it be a 20,000 phone, voice and messages are the same. Nothing changes. So this is very true. Ravana was always cribbing for more because he never controlled his senses. Though he had so many women in his harem, he wanted one more. He wanted one more. Even the Shrapa, what he had got, that if he touches another woman, his head will break into 1,000 pieces. What was the Shrapa for? Because he tried to, by force, take the wife of Nalakuvera, Kuver's wife. So please understand that we should also take a message from this. If we are also crying for more and more materialistic things, so whatever God has given us, we should be happy. And whatever God has given us is because of our past karmas. हमारे पिछले कर्म हैं, उसके हिसाब से हमको जो मिले हैं उससे हमको खुश रहना है. मगर अगर आप खुश नहीं हो तो आप रोते रह सकते. So happiness finally lies inside you, doesn't lie outside you. The problem is we are searching the happiness outside, but not within ourselves. So another final take in this chapter is how Devatas have finally decided, requested Lord Vishnu to take birth, and Lord Vishnu is also promised to take birth and decided to take the form of a son or a child of King Dashrath and also divide himself into 4 parts. See, why 4 parts? Please understand this. The Lord is supreme. It's like so full of power. And now he has to restrain himself as a human being. वो क्या करेगा बेचारा भगवान, he is the supreme personality. He has to come down now as a human being. That to express his human-like qualities, though he is totally divine, he has to divide his powers so that he can be somewhat human, somewhat, not fully. So now we are going to the next chapter where Lord is going to finally come through the Paisam. Let's go to chapter 16. Please start now.
Lord Narayana had thus been requested by the best of the Devatas. Although knowing everything, Lord Vishnu softly spoke these words. Lord Narayan asks, O Devatas, by adopting which way can I kill the king of demons Ravana, who is a thorn for the sages? Explanation. The great Parasara Muni,
Parashar Muni.
Parashar Muni, the great Parashar Muni, father of Vyasadev, gave the following definition of God in Vishnu Puran. ऐश्वर्यस्य समग्रस्य वीर्यस्य यशासः श्रिय ज्ञानवैराग्यस्योश्चैव सनं भाग इति गण. God Bhagwan is defined by 6 qualities that only he possesses in fullness. He is the one who possesses all the strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation in totality. That supreme God, Lord Vishnu, who is the knower of everything, just for fun, asks the Devatas how to kill Ravana. It is like Lord Krishna dancing in front of the gopis for a cup of buttermilk or curds. We human beings do not have a choice while taking birth. We must take birth as per our past karmas and must accept someone as our parents. On the contrary, the Lord is free to choose his parents. This is the prime difference between our birth and Lord's birth.
I've already explained in the last session. This is the quality which proves that Lord Rama is none other than God himself, because he has a choice to make while taking birth. We are forced to take birth without any choice, be it be our parents, be it be our gender, be it be our place, be it be our yoni, whichever yoni we are going to take birth as animal, bird, creatures, whatever it is. We have no choice. हम पे क्या रूल करता है? हमारे कर्म ये रूल, पर उस भगवान पे कोई कर्म लगता नहीं. कर्म सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंसान या जीवों पे लगता है. But even as per the Shastra, no beings are affected by karma except for human beings. Only the law of karma is active when you take a human birth. As an animal, you behave as per instinct. एक बहुत अच्छा कहानी बताया गया है, मतलब उदाहरण बताया गया है. आचार्यगण कहते हैं कभी भी एक शेर को भूखा रखो, 10 दिन भूखा रखो और उसके सामने घास रख दो. Grass in front of a shear. Will the tiger eat or lion eat the grass? Never. It will eat only meat, and that too uncooked, raw meat. You go to in front of a deer या बकरी, sheep, and उसको 10 दिन भूखा रख दो और उसके सामने मांस रख दो, क्या वो मांस खाएगा? वो घास ही खाएगा, मांस नहीं. So what does this mean? They follow the rule which is set for them as per their birth or as per their yoni. A bird will never walk, bird will fly. An elephant will never fly, try to fly also, it will always try to walk. Means what? It follows its path, fixed path. Whereas humans are the only creatures, sorry to say, but the only creatures who behave as per their mind. पेट भर के खाया रहेगा, पर फिर बाहर जाएगा, किसी दोस्त ने बोल दिया, why don't you have an ice cream, why don't you have a chocolate, why don't you have something, ठीक है, थोड़ा सा खा ले, थोड़ा सा पेट में जगह निकल ही आता है। एनी टाइम एनीथिंग ऑफर्ड, भले यू आर full up to the brim, you can shake yourself and make a little space to eat a little more, which you don't need. Humans are the only people who, some are favorites for shakahari, some are favorite for masahari, some like animals, some like plants, but both are busy without the higher intelligence given to them to think our purpose is something higher. तो इसके लिए आचार्यगण कहते हैं, you will never see animals also, they are attracted to the opposite gender. Only in humans you will see, cranky, funny, characteristic features nowadays seen in a higher level. So I think people have understood what I'm trying to say. So the point is, Acharya say, that is why satsang is only for humans, no need for animals. आप शेर को सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं, भाई तेरे को मांस ही खाना है, घास नहीं खाना. He knows, intrinsically he knows that I have to follow that rule. You go and I have to give a lecture to a bakri or to a deer or any herbivorous animals. Oh, you have to eat only grass, huh? You should not eat anything else. It knows. Whereas for humans, we need satsang. Why? भाई क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, कुछ नहीं. जो सामने दिख गया, दूसरों को खाते हुए देखा, दूसरों को करते हुए देखा, हमने भी करना. We just follow crazy without understanding the relevance or importance or trying to understand. We have got higher intelligence. Mind you, with higher intelligence, we are doing inferior activities. We are not doing superior activities. That is why God has given for a human birth higher intelligence, at the same time a condition. You have to stick to your higher intelligence. Take the reference of Shastra, that is the scriptures, and save yourself. If you don't follow, your law of karma is going to affect you. Now, another reason why the law of karma affects humans, another reason is, how many of you wants to have good karmas? कितने लोगों को अच्छे कर्म चाहिए? कोई नहीं, my God. चलो एक तो है, चलो. Some Praveen says, yes, I want to. Anybody else? किसी को अच्छा कर्म चाहिए? Good karmas, या sukritis, whatever you call it. चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? Chandrakant, you want or don't want? You're discussing with your wife, asking whether you want or not. Not able to decide we should take or not. Huh? बाबा, everyone want good karma, right? सबको अच्छे कर्म चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? या कम से कम अच्छे कर्म के नाम पे सुकृति तो चाहिए कि नहीं? Everyone wants. सुकृति चाहिए तो साथ में कंडीशन कब रहेगा? तब दुष्कृति रहेगा. अच्छे कर्म के साथ सामने बुरे कर्म होने चाहिए, राइट? दो होगा, उसमें से एक चूज कर सकते हो. If you are destined to get good karmas, then there must be a category for bad karmas. जैसे स्कूल में एक पासिंग कैपेसिटी रहता है और एक फेलिंग कैपेसिटी वाला बच्चे रहता है ना? Don't you see? Children, we all passed, but there are some students in our class who failed also. So when there is pass, there is fail. When there is good karmas, there is bad karmas. You cannot say, I want only good karmas. Because with good karmas, later on become converted into Sukruti. And then with that Sukruti, you can start the process of devotion by attaining God. Or at least start the process, devotional process towards God. That is why law of karma is important. And that is why it is applicable only in a human birth. Someone will say, no, sir, why it is injustice? I should not have a law of karma only in human birth. Hey, Baba, शेर क्या करेगा? वो थोड़ी पाप कर रहा है, उसको भूख लगा, मार के खाएगा. It is this intrinsic quality. And the best part, you know that if a lion or a tiger, the stomach is full, Yes, nice. Had a nice full deer, goat, or something. खा लिया. पेट full है. You go and dance in front of it. It will not attack you. Unless until it doesn't fear any danger from you, it will not attack you. But a human being, full stomach. And you tell him, ये free का है, खा लो. The word free बोल दिया तो खत्म. ठबक अंदर. That is why satsang is for humans. Huh? So now, many people may ask me, sir, why only human birth have got law of karma? Yes, because only in human birth you talk when you are talking of good karmas, then you got to have negative karmas. When you are talking of sukriti, then you have to talk about dushkriti also. So they both go hand in, like pass and fail go hand in hand. You can't separate only pass and no fail. No, everyone cannot in the class cannot pass. One or two has to fail. So here, this is a quality which is expressed by Lord, that I have a choice, but you don't have a choice. You are bound by the law of karma and you have to take birth as well. Yes, Mother, please continue.
Being thus addressed by the inexhaustible god Vishnu, all the Devatas replied, "Please take a human form and kill Ravana in war." O killer of the enemies! Indeed, Ravana performed severe austerities for a long time to please the creator Brahma, who was born before the creation. Brahma became satisfied with Ravana's austerities. Brahma, thus being satisfied with his austerities, gave a boon to that demon Ravana. Except for humans, he need not fear any kind of living being. Earlier, at the time of the boon, Ravana ignored humans. Explanation: this is the biggest drawback with demons. They want to attain power and immortality without putting them to any good use. With the powers received, they only trouble the devotees of the Lord. On the other hand, the pure devotees of the Lord do not ask for anything except for loving service to the Supreme Lord and finally go back to the Lord's abode. The devotees are aware that as a soul, all living entities are immortal. Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita that every living being at the time of death gives up his old body and on birth takes up a new body as the soul is indestructible. So real intelligence means getting out of the cycle of repeated birth and death rather than staying in the same body for a long time just doing sense enjoyment like the demons. Another significant thing is that these demons go only to Devi Devtas to attain these types of powers. Despite getting all these special powers, in the end, they get killed.
So my first question before I go and explain the sloka, I would like to ask one thing. How many in this class right now want to be Amar, eternal? कितने लोग अमर होना चाहते?
Not me, Prabhuji.
हाँ माताजी?
Not me.
Not, नहीं, I'm not asking who want to. I didn't say who don't want. Praveen, you don't want to be Amar, eternal? नहीं. I thought you would like to become. हाँ. और ललिता माताजी, चंद्रकांत, eternal.
गुरुजी हम ऑलरेडी अमर ही है ना.
Ah, that's an intelligent answer. You know, the best part is demons are so idiotic, so foolish that they put so much of hard efforts to become immortal. And by reading the scriptures, what do you understand? You are already immortal. You never die. What dies is his body. But then the question arises when people like Ravana, who are expert in the Vedas, expert in Sanskrit, why they didn't understand? तो इसका आंसर क्या आएगा? हम तो पहले अमर है ना, हमको अलग से अमर बनने की जरूरत नहीं है, हम तो अमर है ही हैं. तो why do the demons want to retain that body? वो शरीर छोड़ना नहीं चाहते हैं. मैं मरूंगा नहीं मतलब शरीर से मरूंगा नहीं. Why? What is the problem? Come on, Anjana Mataji, tell me. What could be the reason?
वो ये पावर है उनके पास अभी फिलहाल जो पावर है उसके लिए.
पावर है ठीक है, और क्यों मरना नहीं चाहते? हाँ ये सुजाता माता जी बोलिए।
हाँ, क्योंकि वो उसको भोगना चाहते हैं जितना वो अपने पावर का यूज करके। नहीं।
Yeah, something better, something more in depth.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, they are in bodily concept.
Okay, they are in bodily consciousness. फिर something more, come on. अरे भाई मर गया तो as per
मर
law
गया
of
तो
karma they have to leave that body and take another body, no?
एंजॉय
और
नहीं
उस
करते।
बॉडी में उनको थोड़ी गारंटी है they will have the same power and position and power of austerities and everything. You're getting the point? As long as they are in one body, they want to become immortal in that position. Why? उनको मालूम है जो कर्म कर रहे हैं बहुत ही bad karmic reactions are going to come. So next birth they are not going to get these type of powerful bodies. असुर के योनि में जन्म लेने का भी कोई मतलब गारंटी नहीं है। गधा घोड़ा बन गया तो फिर घूमना पड़ेगा गधा घोड़ा बन के। So that is the reason why all asuras are always afraid of death, or rather those who are afraid of death are asuras. Never be afraid of death, guaranteed. In the Aranyakand there's a very beautiful conversation between Ram and Lakshmana, where Ramchandraji tells Lakshmana, why are you saying about all this? He's complaining about Bharata and all the wrong things which were done to them. At time Bharata says, Ramchandraji tells Lakshmana, death is inevitable. It is born that very day you are taken birth. When you are walking, it is walking with you. When you are sitting, it is sitting with you. जब आप चल रहे हो आपके साथ चल रहा है, जब आप बैठे हो आपके बगल में बैठा है। सब लोग बाजू में देख लेना, अपना डेथ बैठा है बाजू, including mine. Our death is sitting beside us. When we get up and walk, it also walks. तो कभी पता नहीं मरना है, बेचारे छोड़ के जा ही नहीं सकते. It is always with us. And these people try to elude that death, and by avoiding the destruction of this dress, this body is a dress, तो उसको छोड़ के वो लोग नहीं जाना चाहते, तो उनको पता है उनके जो किए कर्म है अगले जन्म में अगला शरीर नहीं मिलने वाला है, उनको कोई घटिया शरीर मिलेगा जिसकी वजह से उनको भुगतना. Okay, let's take one more verse.
Thus, receiving the boon from Brahma, Ravana has become arrogant and proud. He is tormenting the three women. O destroyer of enemies, therefore Ravana's death can be seen only in the hand of humans.
तो ये कंडीशन ऐसा ले लिया कि ओनली ह्यूमन के हाथ में मैं मर सकता, एंड ह्यूमन इज द मोस्ट डेलिकेट पर्सन. मोस्ट डेलिकेट पर्सन कैन डाई एट एनी मोमेंट. अब उसके हाथ में मैं कैसे अमर रहूं, कैसे मैं I can fight it out or like live it out. It's impossible. That is why he was overconfident that his death was not written. तो जब तक ये लोग कोई ह्यूमन आके मुझे मारेगा नहीं, मेरा तो परमानेंट टिकट है. And whenever you get confidence that your power is forever or for a long time, people get arrogant. What is arrogance? What is the meaning of arrogance in this context? Can anyone explain? Very important to understand. What is arrogance? बोलो.
खुद को श्रेष्ठ समझना और बाकी सबको कम
तुच्छ समझना, ठीक है,
हाँ
और उन पर अधिकार जमाना,
हाँ उनका जो भी
उनसे
है वो मेरा है वैसा।
उनसे अपना उनका निजी अपना क्या बोलते हैं नौकर समझना, understanding them to be तुच्छ, inferior, and thinking them to be their servants. Means what? It's exactly the opposite of what a devotee thinks. Devotee, first and foremost, he knows this is body is given is temporary, and this body is supposed to do is devotional service and search for God. And an arrogant person only goes away from God. It doesn't become closer to God. So that is why Kunti Maharani in her Stuti, she says that let me have more and more Vipada Santita Shashwat. Let me have lots and lots of Vipada. Because whenever there is Vipada, whenever there is problem, I can remember God. But जब ऐसे लोगों के पास जो थोड़ा बहुत ताकत आ जाता है, वो विपदा से दूर हो जाए. They have no vipada, no problems in their life. And when there is no problem in their life, what is the benefit? When there is no problem in life, you go away, you drift away from God. And that is why Asura mentality develops. See, I'll tell you honestly, physically speaking, Asura and Sura में कोई फर्क नहीं. दोनों एक जैसा दिखते हैं. In fact, Ravana was so handsome. They said the Rama and Ravana was so handsome that ladies of various other worlds, from Kinnar Loka, Kimpurusha Loka, and this Loka, that Loka, all ladies of their own came running to him to become his wife because he was so handsome. So don't go on external beauty. It is only the approach towards life and towards God which decides whether you are a demon or whether you are a whether you are a good person or a bad person. So it is the approach which matters rather than your outlook. Generally demons are shown like with two horns and teeth outside and all. Okay, this may be a representative way of explaining it, but let's get to understand that yes, सोच प्रक्रिया कैसी होती है उस हिसाब से डेमन या नॉन डेमन या सुरा और असुरा इसमें अंतर होता है. प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Hearing the words of the Devatas, the self-satisfied Lord Vishnu chose King Dashratha as his father to take a human form.
See, the word Atmavan is very, very important. Lord is one who is self-satisfied in himself. And the most unsatisfied are the humans. In themselves, they are most unsatisfied. There is total uncertainty for every split second in their life, either for the past karmas or the case of any adversities coming and striking at any moment. So who is the most satisfied person? Lord. And that is why here specifically the word is used as Atmavan. Vishnu Atmavan Pitaram, father of all beings. So he, father of all human beings, he decided to take birth as son of. Please continue.
The great splendorous King Dashratha was also without a son. At that time, desiring a son, that powerful king was performing a sacrifice. Lord Vishnu, then taking a decision, took leave of grandsire Brahma. The Lord disappeared from there as the Devatas, and great sages were glorifying and worshipping him.
So Lord Vishnu vanished from there. Where from there? There matlab where? All the yagya was being done. Putra Kamishti yagya thi, तैयारी हो रही थी. उसके पहले your Ashwamedh yagya का यज्ञ हो रहा था. So whenever there is a yagya, all devatas, including the Supreme Lord Vishnu, comes. वहां आते हैं, खड़े रहते हैं. They are not seen by human eyes, but they are present to take their offerings, to take their share. And whatever offerings we put it in the fire of the yagya, it in the subtle form is given to those Devi Devas. Someone once asked me, is it not gruesome criminal wastage of ingredients? बीच में एक अच्छा डायलॉग निकला था ना, ओ माय गॉड पिक्चर आया था तभी दूध भगवान को चढ़ाना है, उससे अच्छे किसी गरीब को पिला देना है, किसी गरीब बच्चे को पिला दो या अनाथ बच्चे को पिला दो, एंड ऑल दैट. These type of wrong thinking, or rather foolish thinking, is a demonic thing. Why would God require all this? I just mentioned 2 minutes before, Lord is all satisfied. Lord doesn't need your offerings in form of your food, in form of your clothes, form of your water. We offer water, food, clothes. We put on nice dresses for the Lord. But Lord is Atmavan. उसके पास सब कुछ है, उनको कोई चीज की जरूरत नहीं है. फिर हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? हमको लालच है कुछ पाने के लिए. ये भाई हमारा ड्यूटी है. जैसा एक बच्चा बाप से कुछ, माँ बाप अगर a father or a mother comes to the comes from office and gets a packet of biscuit and biscuit or chocolate and gives it to the child loves it. But who is a good child? One who snatches the packet of chocolate and runs away inside and sits and eat, or one who accepts it happily, opens the packet and breaks a small piece and gives it to his father or mother. Mother, please take. Father, please take. What will the father and mother think? Did they buy the chocolate so that they will get one piece from it? Did they buy from the shop for that reason? They are happy by the gesture. And the child offers, the mother or father may take the child on their lap and feed that very same piece to the child with great love and affection, and happy that this child is having some gratitude towards what they have bought. Same gratitude is expressed by us when we are offering to the Lord. So Lord is already self-satisfied. And the food what we cook is the lowest kind of food in this material world. Lord is getting, he doesn't need to eat food like you and me, 3 times a day. Might be 4 or 5 times a day. We all eat, keep on munching also in between. So what does this mean? Lord is not requiring. भगवान को कोई जरूरत नहीं है खाने का, आपके रोटी सब्जी का, आपका दाल चावल का कोई जरूरत नहीं. आपका सिर्फ भाव देख रहे हैं. और ऐसे भी भगवान भावग्राही हैं और सब कुछ भाव ही ले रहे हैं. आप और मैं भी भाव ले रहे हैं. You know that? Whatever gross food you eat gets excreted next day morning. So what did you eat? और सब कुछ चला गया by excreta. What did you eat? आज जो रसगुल्ला खाया अगले दिन सुबह तो चला जाएगा. आपने महंगा वाला जूस पिया, you had a very costly juice, and after a few hours it is going to pass out in your urine. Then what did you take? Even we took the essence. You do not see, when you are cutting a vegetable, Mataji can see vitamins, proteins, carbohydrates, n number of factors which are there in a vegetable or in a dal. You don't see that. You just make a dal which tastes to the tongue, and once it is eaten, it is the duty of the body or the stomach and the intestines to take the various nutrients, and then the gross material is thrown out, excreted out. Similarly, Lord, when you offer the food, he takes only the bhava behind that and leaves the gross food for you to eat. So if someone says, Hare Bhagwan kahan khate hain? But coming back to the topic, when we say that भगवान को क्यों ऑफर करना है, किसी गरीब को ऑफर करें, भगवान तो आत्मावान है, भगवान तो खुद सक्षम है. Why do you need to offer all this to God? That time Acharya say very nicely, if you want to offer someone outside, offer it from your share. Don't offer it from the share meant for the God. When you drink, sorry to say, if someone drinks alcohol, someone is eating meat, that time उसको गरीब याद नहीं आता है. When he is eating a costly dish or a costly alcohol he is drinking, or is going for a lavish party or going for a costly movie or buying a costly dress, तभी वो गरीब याद नहीं आता. और वो ही गरीब कब याद आता है? जब भगवान को दूध चढ़ाया जाता है. So it's better people change their focus in understanding God. God is undoubtedly the supreme. He doesn't need anything. It is our necessity to show our affection towards him, to get closer to him. As regards feeding others, doing social welfare, good. But don't take the share of God to do it for others. In fact, the share which you spend lavishly on yourself, why not you reduce that and do social welfare out of that? That is true social welfare. Taking someone's share and giving to someone is not the right way of doing it. We'll take one more verse and then we'll close.
Then during the sacrifice, there appeared an extraordinary great personality with great power and strength from the sacrificial fire. Explanation: the greatness of God is glorified here. The verse says that during the sacrifice, a great personality appeared. This signifies that the sacrifice was not yet completed. God is all powerful and can simply appear by his will and need not wait for anything or anybody.
Yes, this is a very important understanding we should have that जब यज्ञ हो रहा था पुत्र कामिष्टि यज्ञ, उसमें से एक विशाल काय पुरुष आया. That Purusha is none other than Dhanvantari, and he had a big pot. Big pot. आगे पढ़ेंगे, कल next session में पढ़ेंगे. He had a big pot. So do you think God necessarily has to come inside a pot? जरूरत है. It was a huge pot. In fact, there's a nice rendering by Acharyas. Acharya लोग कहते हैं कि एक बार ऋषि श्रृंगे ने पूछा, अरे भाई इतना बड़ा पॉट है, बड़ा, तो उस व्यक्ति ने बोला क्या करें, जो अंदर जो व्यक्ति है ना, वो इससे छोटे में समाया नहीं जा सकता. भगवान इतने बड़े हैं, इतना विशाल है, बहुत मुश्किल से इसमें समाये हैं. So what we have to understand from this is, yes, Lord is not necessarily be bound. It is just the way in which he wants to do it. That's it. There's a small saying, no, I just want to do it. Like Nike ka hai na, just do it. So Lord is the only person who can say, I just want to do it. मुझे करना है ऐसा, मुझे पसंद है ऐसा. You can't say, no, Lord, you cannot do this. You have to follow the rules. Rules are for humans. Lord is above the rules. But the greatness of God is, he still binds himself to the rules, just to teach us how to be bound by rules. It's very important. Okay. This